I'm going to show you how to do a vector drawing from your orthographic drawing. Okay, it's actually a relatively simple task. So you need to start in Photoshop and you need to open your orthographic scan. I'm just going to use this one from a year 11 project. It's going to do the same thing. So you should have a scan. What we want is the front view. So you can actually start by cropping everything else out that you don't need. So just use the cropping tool, which is these two intersecting L shapes. Press return, and you should be left with something like this. I would then adjust the brightness and contrast. By lowering the brightness ever so slightly and increasing the contrast, you get a much darker black line. And I do that a couple of times. And what we want is a nice solid black line, unbroken. So make sure that when you do your scan, you do it at a high enough resolution that you don't get pixels when you zoom in like that. Okay, next step is to fill this area with black, because what's going to happen when we bring it into Adobe Illustrator is it's going to recognize the line in between the white color and the black color. If I had a line like this and I traced it in Illustrator, it would see both the line between the white and the black and the black and the white, and it would give us two lines. Well, we only want one, so we only want one shape. So easily done using paint bucket, color that in black. So hopefully you've got a good strong black and white outline. Now, for those of you who have got etching, we'll go through a different process and I'll have to talk you through that individually. If you've got a hole on here, you should leave the hole. You can actually redraw that in a perfect circle in Illustrator if you want to. So file, save that somewhere where you can easily retrieve it. And then open Illustrator and open that same file. So you would have something that looks a little bit like this. Select the object, first of all. So then you can see there's little blue things around it. Go to the word object up the top and scroll down to image trace. Select make and expand. Once you've done that, you'll see that it's now got a little faint blue line around it. Click outside the object, so you've deselected it. And then, oh, actually, first of all, click ungroup. And then click outside the object. Now it's actually got the background as one shape. And this shape is a different shape pathway. So we actually want to delete this background. So just press delete and it's done. Now what we've got is actually a vector shape. It's different to a pixel shape. It's not bitmap anymore. What I want you to do is switch the colors around. So you select it so it's got a white interior and the black line. So these little icons down here give you the interior fill shape and then the exterior line shape. Select empty, which is this red line with a stripe, white with a red line through it, and black line exterior. And now you can make any adjustments to the shape that you need. So this top arrow selects the whole object, but the second arrow here selects the little points on your object. So what you can do now is actually, these are called, what are they called again? Anchor points. The ones that are a square, can you see that that's a square anchor point? Zoom right in for you. You select it, and then it's got these two handles. So by moving those handles, you can actually adjust your shape. Now, I don't want this to have a curvy thing here. So I'm actually going to anchor minus over here. Boom, gone. And then I'll click on this one and turn that into a corner. So you can turn it into a curve or a corner by selecting that. And then I can just straighten that up, and that's going to be a corner. If you've got other really fancy shapes, you can do all sorts of things to correct it by just moving around your anchor points and things. See how cool that is? So you can do a lot with vectors. Okay. Anyway, to make it into a laser cutting file, I want you to select the object, resize it so that it's the correct size. Should be in millimeters. So this needs to be 30 millimeters high. Change it there. Good. And you need to change the stroke to the 0.001. So it should say 0.001 over here. And it will pretty much disappear. If you now need to add a hole because you haven't got one, use the ellipse tool. Draw in the hole shape as a circle, and you can double check that it's perfect by clicking on 2 and 2. Make it a hole, and it should pretty much be 2 millimeters or 1.5 millimeters away from the edge. Something like that. So this is now finished. I'm going to File, Save As. We want it to be an Adobe Illustrator file. Demo, save that. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we need to go to Blackboard. Click on the link I've sent you called Year 10 Vector Uploads. And you can see there's a whole lot of vector files already in here. Click on Upload, Files, select your file, and then please make sure you put your name on your file name, and then it's there, ready to go, ready to be laser cut.